today I'm here with TJ Broscoff.
Hello.
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 Are we going to do that the whole interview? That could be fun.
It could be fun. We could talk in a really bad fake British accent.
Yeah, that would be great.
Do the Monty Python thing.
Oh yeah, I don't think we. I don't think we could live up to it though.
No, we couldn't. People would be going delete, delete.
Yes, down sign. Yeah. Let's talk about looking back and your love of music.
Sure.
Do you remember when music really touched your life?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, from the beginning of time, really. I remember my mom used to tell stories about I used to bang on cardboard boxes and just make up random songs in my bedroom as a little, toddler. So I think music has always been with me. It's always been a way that I've expressed myself.
Yeah.
You've heard several artists talk about it. I didn't really pick music. Music picked me.
Right.
And so this is really the only job that I've ever had for more than a month. That I haven't got fired from.
Yeah.
Really about my teenage years, when I was really trying to find myself as most teenagers do,
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed my dad's acoustic. My dad wasn't much of a player, but he knew the chords,
Right.
And played at church folk music or whatever, Christian stuff. And that was really when the magic, that ta-da happened for me.
Yeah.
So, and from there it was go. It was go. And I haven't really looked back since. Obviously we had some deep valleys and we've had some great pinnacles.
Yeah.
So you just keep riding it, and I love being out there performing and entertaining people and meeting people. I never really thought of myself as a people person, but it's funny because I'll get into all these meeting all these people and find their stories and where they're from, and I'm really I dig it.
Yeah.
So it worked out well so far.
Yeah, oh, no, that's good. That's very good. Well, and you're talking about meeting people. There's a connection between your music and the people that you're meeting. I mean, obviously, I'm sure you're hearing stories of the songs that they've heard of yours that just really touched them. I mean, that's got to be something as the songwriter and the performer to hear.
Absolutely. like I've always said, I can't afford a psychiatrist, so I get to play on stage every night and totally just vent and hash out my emotions and get my therapy. But it means so much when somebody either online, or somebody comes up to the show and is like, hey, thanks for speaking out about this or whatever. You touched me there. And one of the things I remember the most, it was a few years back, and I was doing the whole Ready to Fly record. And we were talking about a bunch of substance abuse or whatever. And a father came up to me with his son, and he goes, hey, I just wanted to introduce you to my son. Not necessarily because of you that he got sober, but he heard what you had to say, and I can never repay you for that. And it was like, because I'm just a dude that plays guitar, and I'm grateful that people can relate to a lot of what I talk about,
Yeah.
So when you get that kind of moment, you go, wow, it's that's why music is so magical.
Right. Right.
So I'm definitely blessed.
And I would say almost bigger than yourself too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. We can every human look back, unless they just hate music. But I haven't met one of those people yet.
Yeah, no.
There might be one out there somewhere. But you can remember back to your roller skating days as a teenager, and you hear that song on the radio, and it takes you right back there.
Exactly.
And that's what is so cool about music, is it's kind of everlasting, if you will. And I still grab from people that were my influences, coming up. I still grab from those guys because they just always write good music,
Yeah.
And a lasting song is a lasting song. A hit song is a hit song, no matter if it was written by Elvis or, if it was written by Lady Gaga, whoever.
Right. Okay, looking back, do you remember the very first album that you bought with your own hard-earned money?
Absolutely. It was The Cure, Standing on the Beach.
Sweet.
And my childhood best friend brought over a cassette, and it had a couple songs, and he pushed play, and I heard this music, and it was because during my time coming up, the kids were listening to big hair bands from America, and I couldn't get into that heavy metal stuff. And he brings over this band called The Cure, where the dude's hair's all out to here, and he's wearing makeup, and he's from Britain. And I hear this music, and I'm like, oh my God, what is this,
Yeah.
And I totally became obsessed with Robert Smith and The Cure. And so I went out and I bought the singles, And from there, it was on. You know, I had every record and CD and cassette they ever came out with. You know, so it's kind of funny to see where your influences kind of stem from. You know, I mean, I grew up listening to Tom Russell, Townes Van Zandt. You know, but in my teenage years, I mean, it was the Smiths and the Cure, Echo and the Bunnymen, Violent Femmes. You know, things that country people are like, what is that?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
so.
yeah.
But it was great. I wouldn't change it for the world. I love the diversity of my influences.
Well, let's talk about your current album.
You bet.
And the influences that you have on that. I mean, are there particular songs on the break that you can look at from your past and go, oh, there was, I brought so-and-so into this particular song, or...
Yeah, I mean, I think I was listening to a lot of Jackson Browne when I was doing this record, and I was listening to a lot of Chris Knight when I was doing this record, and I think I grabbed a little bit of both of their stuff, you know. There's a few songs in there that I could hear, you know, either one of them doing.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's kind of homage to those guys. I love those guys so much, and you know, so, you know, but the break was funny. It was a funny record because the working title was Casting Stones, and we were actually in Nebraska, and we came across this rundown, beat up farmhouse. And I go, slam on the brakes, and we stopped, and we had a camera, and we started taking pictures because it was just so unique. It wasn't like a normal farmhouse that just kind of has been, you know, gone away. It looked like what I envisioned was a family in there, and they just went to World War III with each other. I mean, broken glass and countertops, and I'm sure it wasn't that, but that's how I envisioned it. So I wrote this song about casting stones. The house is in ruin from casting stones, about a relationship falling apart. And then I kind of added a bunch more of these songs. I think we had 14, 15 songs that we were working with. And we were going to playback. We start listening to all the songs, and every song has break or broken, and I go, oh crap! I just wrote a broke-up album, you know. But maybe it was time to do that. It's not so much a breakup album, but it seemed like the running theme through that whole record was kind of break or broken or on the verge, you know, kind of a rebuilding, if you will, type record. So, you know, I'm very happy with it. Bill Green produced it for me. We did a few tracks up at Ocean Way in Nashville, which I've always wanted to record up there for the experience, and I loved that as well. So, and then Bill, of course, mixed and mastered it. We had some monster players on it. So I'm really, really proud of this one.
Well, you should be. Now let's talk about the single.
Yeah.
Because it's not really heartbreaky.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's great. It's called
TJ
Falling
can
Down.
write a song that's not about being destroyed. Yeah.
It's kind of a happy song.
Yeah, and it's funny because, you know, I'm evolving as a songwriter, and, you know, I think for me personally, I write what I'm dealing with or what I need to get through, you know. And so with Falling Down's kind of a lighthearted song, you know. You know, there is a funny side to TJ. It's quite all right, you know. But Falling Down is, I've never been married, but, you know, I've been in long-term relationships, and it's, you know, you get to that 3rd, 4th, 5th, 20th year, and maybe the love isn't quite what it was, you know, and you're kind of just doing the routine with your partner, and that's kind of what it was about, was I'm doing all these honeydews, you know, and I'm just trying to catch up to you so we can spend time together. So it's like, you know, hey, let's forget about the kids, or let's forget about the bills, let's forget about cleaning the house, let's just go out on a date, you know, and so that's where I came up with it. It's kind of funny too. It's almost, if you will, a Jerry Jeff Walker type riff. You know, it's like a new age Jerry Jeff Walker. I could hear him doing that. So it's kind of a little bit of homage to him on the rundown that I used on that song. But Falling Down's a great fun song. I love it.
Yeah, no, it is. It totally is. And I was looking and thinking back to your previous singles and how well they've done, and I really feel that this is going to be a big hit for you.
Well, I hope so. You know,
Yeah.
I've always been grateful to radio, and of course you guys, you know, for always being out there broadcasting TJ, you know, and you know, it's been a fun road so far, you know.
Good.
We've had great success, no doubt. I mean, I lost, you know, count 6, 7, you know, top 30s. Last one went 10. So you know, those are it's a number game, I guess, on that end. I'm just thrilled that people are listening and going, hey, this is cool, you know, let's go see this TJ guy. You know, that's what it's all about for me. So, you know, I hope Falling Down does well for us. So we've been getting some great review and some great feedback on it. So.
Exactly. Well, that's all you can hope for, is people are enjoying it. Okay, where can people go to find out more about where you're playing and where to buy the CD?
We're kind of like a virus. We'll infect your computer. So just do a Google search, tjbroscoff.com. If you don't know how to spell that, it's not a big deal. I've seen people put E's and K's in it. So, but if you want to spell it properly, it's Broscoff, or Bros Coffee. Take off the 2 E's.
There you go. Very good.
I came up with that myself.
That was good.
A funny fact that you know, but the rest of people don't know. My real name is Tom Smith. But I wanted something more friendly for radio, so I picked Broscoff.
Yeah, because that's just,
It's easier to spell.
Oh, it just rolls.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to the corner.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Heck yeah.
Keep on falling down. Keep on falling.